Hello, I'm so glad that you're here to learn a little bit more about Flipgrid. Flipgrid is one of those things that the instructions make it sound harder than what it is. So just sit back and follow along if you'd like and make these changes so that you can use Flipgrid with your students. So one of the benefits of using Flipgrid is that it provides voice, literally, to your students in your classroom. They can hear what other students have to say. Flipgrid also has included a text response. However, you cannot do that if you are working within Canvas. Noblesville users, I really recommend that you use Canvas because then that alphabetizes everything for you and certainly makes it easier for you to grade and provide feedback to your students. It also syncs with Nearpod. So if you're a Nearpod user, Flipgrid is something that you can embed in a Nearpod lesson. So first, I'm going to show you a really quick example from a student view. Here we are in my Canvas course, and I have linked this assignment to this hyperlink right here. So we're going to click on that. And again, this is what a student will see. So they'll click on the assignment, the link to the assignment, and that takes them to the Flipgrid that I've created. So here you'll see that I have given them some written instructions. I've also given them a video that I want them to view, and it tells them that here in the instructions. I say view my video for your instructions. So the student could click here. They can listen to the instructions from their teacher. You're here today. And I can also add links for them if I have additional resources that I need them to have access to. When a student is ready to respond to the question, they have multiple places that they can click on record to record their response. But it does need to happen within Canvas if you are using Canvas. And they can click here, record a response, here to record a response, or here to record a response. And once they have recorded a response, they will see it pop up down below. So here you've seen people who have responded to this question in my Canvas course. You will also see that there's a place for comments. This student right here chose not to include a video of themselves, so you can use just audio if you would like. And so if I would click on this one, hi. We didn't really answer the question that was being asked, but we sure had fun. Then a student would be able to leave a comment down below. So they can't, in Canvas, again, they can't use text comments, but they can record their response. So they would click on record, and it's going to be a little bit slower since I am recording this screen, but here's my video for me to record a response to another student's response. So you can see there's a lot of back and forth that students can have. You can also see the opportunity for some digital citizenship lessons embedded. Really cool. Oops. Let me pause that. That's important to discuss to students how we leave things appropriately, how we do video appropriately. So if I leave the student view, you're going to see what it looks like on the teacher side in Canvas. And here's where I would actually see a list of, here we go, it's a little slow, a list of responses down below. Okay, there it is. So here are my list. And we'll talk about what these actions are. So that's what Flipgrid is in a nutshell. The first thing that you need to do as a Canvas user is to get your two accounts linked so that you can assign directly in Canvas. So I'm going to walk you through those steps. The first thing that you're going to do, let me see if I can get rid of my picture here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is navigate to your settings. Those are in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. My little toolbar here is actually covering that. Okay, so you'll click on settings in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. And when you do that, whoops, I didn't scroll down far enough. Oh, what a mess. Technology, right? Okay, now we're back in action. All right, so lower left-hand corner of your screen, you'll click on settings. This is my settings. The first thing we need to do is get the app into your Canvas course. So you're going to click on apps at the top of your screen, and then you can filter by name. So type in Flipgrid, and you'll see that it pops up. And then you need to say Add App. When you do that, it's going to ask for a consumer key and a shared secret. So here's how you access those. Now you need to go to your Flipgrid account. And it's going to take a second to load here. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see your icon. I think everybody's is the same unless you change it. And I need to go to Profile. In the Profile section, I'll click on Integrations. You'll see right here underneath my name. And for Canvas, you're going to add a new integration. When you add a new integration, you're going to put in what you want to call it. So I'm going to call this my Flipgrid video, but you could call it, like Science 8, and then say Create. So once I've created that, it gives me my consumer key right here and my shared secret. I'm going to copy each of those and paste them into this box here in Canvas, and then say Add App. Once I've done that, then I will go ahead and click on Navigation at the top of my screen. I'll probably need to do a refresh of my screen, and then I will move Flipgrid from down below to up above. So it should be down here somewhere for you. You're going to move it up into that upper section. Then you need to scroll down and say Save. I always forget to do that in Canvas, is to save when I've changed the navigation. So now you are ready to create an assignment directly in Canvas for your students that links to Flipgrid. So here's how you do that. So I'll click on Assignments. And remember, I can link this assignment anywhere on a page in my course. I'll click on Add Assignment. I'll give it a name just like I would any traditional assignment that I'm giving my students. So I'm going to call this Flipgrid. This might be 11. I can add any additional directions here, but I don't think I want to since I'll put those in my Flipgrid. I can give it however many points that I want to. And then the submission type. So submission type is external tool. Now I need to find it. So in Flipgrid, you actually don't create the Flipgrid first. You start in Canvas with Flipgrid. So I'm going to say Find. I'll scroll and find Flipgrid. You'll see now that it's gray, and I'll say Select. So now you'll see my URL has changed to include Flipgrid in it. I can change my attempts however I want to, give it a due date, and then say Save or Save and Publish. Once I've done that, it shows up on my screen. And again, this is the teacher view. This is not the student view. But now I have the opportunity to edit. I can edit directly in Canvas. I like to edit in Flipgrid, which is your other option, just because it gives me more space on my screen. So that's a personal preference. So I'm going to click over to my Flipgrid. And you'll see under Discussions that I now have a Flipgrid 11. Here's where I can click to edit. And I can go through, I can delete this if I don't think I really want that. So I can put my instructions for my students. Hello, students, whatever else I want to write. And then this is where I get to add the media that I want. So in the example that I showed you, this is where I added my video that gave verbal instructions to my students. So I could click on Record a Video. If I already have a video created that I want them to view, I can upload that video like an MP4 file. If I have a video on YouTube or Vimeo, I can add it from there. Images, there's a GIF, there are emojis, and so on. You'll see all these different options that are available to you. I will tell you though, you can only use one. So I couldn't do like an emoji and a video. It's kind of disappointing to me. All right, so after you have recorded what you want to record, I'll show you what those options, actually, let's just do that right now. To record a video, and these are the options that your students will see too when they go to create their video. You have these options here where they can upload a clip that you've already created. You could go mic only. So especially when I'm thinking about middle school kids and pretty self-conscious, maybe they just want to do a mic. They can record their screen. And then effects, which I think would be really powerful if you have students, it doesn't just have to be their face on the screen talking. They could have a picture of something that they are explaining a process. They could have something that they've created, a model that they've created, that they're explaining the different pieces of it. So they can include a photo. You can do stickers. The stickers are kind of fun, of course. I like the sunglasses. So anyway, you can add these different stickers or different options that are in here, and you have control as the teacher whether students get to do that or not. You can add a frame, which makes it look kind of fancy. I like the gold one. And then you record. Click on record, you get your countdown. Hello, students. I'm so excited that you're in my course today. I can't wait for you to try out this assignment. Okay, so once I'm done recording, then I can click pause, or even if I need to pause, I can click pause. I could resume again if I needed to, and then I'll go to next. Hello, student. There I can preview what I've just recorded. I can add more to it if I need to, and then say next again. From here, I could select a frame. You know how when you create a video and it freezes your face in a really horrible place? This here is where you can select what frame shows up in the preview. You could take a selfie if you would like to instead. You could upload a photo if you want to, or you can even add a name tag. And then say, oops, since this is my teacher one, I probably don't want to do a name tag. Let me cancel that. There we go. And I'll just leave it this way and then say confirm. You'll see that my video, which is including instructions for my students, is uploading. And now it appears right here for the moment. Okay. So you have some other things that you can change for your settings for your students. You can choose to moderate your topic. That means that you would have to preview before something gets posted. You can choose your recording time. So you could go all the way down to 15 seconds or all the way up to 10 minutes. You can choose what the comments look like, video comments only. If you're in Canvas, you don't have the option for text comments yet. You could also say none, that you don't want them commenting on each other's. This is where, in my example, I had some links to some Google slide decks. And so if you have links, anything that has a URL, you could link here for them and add a title to it. You can do that up to 9 items. You can make, right now, it defaults to active, but you can make it so that it is frozen. And what that means is when I freeze it, that means no one else can add a comment on there or an assignment. They can't respond. There are no more responses that are being accepted. I could see that as a great thing to put in place so that if we're actually done with that assignment, but I want students to be able to access it to study, to review, then they still have access to the Flipgrid. Hidden means that nobody can gain access to it any longer. It's just like what it sounds like. Here's where you can schedule where it becomes hidden or frozen. I'm sorry. I would need this because I would forget to go in and freeze it. So you can schedule when it becomes frozen. You can ask for notifications. I don't think I would want them. You'll get those in Canvas. And here's where you can control what students get to do when they're actually creating their video. So if you don't want them to include an attachment or have that ability, you can take it away. If you want them to be able to download and share their own video, you can keep that on. If students want to if you want them to like things, then you can put that on. If you want them to be able to edit, if you want them to be able to see a view count, so how many people have viewed, and then sticky notes, whether you want to allow those or not, that. I wouldn't put on the require email for response. Since we're embedding in Canvas, you won't really need that. The feedback piece you can ignore while embedding in Canvas, because I'll show you what it looks like in SpeedGrader. So I'm going to go ahead and update my topic. And if I go back to Canvas and I refresh, you will see that the changes that I just made in Flipgrid, excuse me, are also in Canvas. Now again, you can edit in either place, but if you're embedding in Canvas as an external tool, you must first create it in Canvas. Okay, so there's my video. That's how you create one. That's how you create a Flipgrid. The great thing about putting this in Canvas, in my opinion, is that you can use SpeedGrader to grade it. So I'd like to show you what that looks like. First off, you have to access the assignment. So I've clicked on assignments, and my Flipgrid, it's called Practice, is the one where I've had people submit to. So once this loads, I'm going to click on SpeedGrader. And it looks just like any other assignment that you've put in SpeedGrader. Here's Marita, who has already submitted her assignment. I can view it directly in here. I can give her grade. I can add comments. I could have included a rubric in the assignment if I wanted to, and then say submit. And then my grading for her is done, and I go on to my next student. Obviously, then those grades will show up in your grades in Canvas. So that's a great feature, I think, that makes things definitely easier on the teacher side. So a few other options to show you that are available to you in Flipgrid. These are some tools that teachers can have. If I look at, I'm going to go back to my discussions and look at that Flipgrid practice again. So this is that assignment actually we just viewed in SpeedGrader. And I have responses from students down below. What I can do is click on this actions, and I have some options then that I can do. If I want to hide it, let's say it's not appropriate, I could click on hide response. I can add to mixtapes, which I'll show you in just a minute. I can move it if I need to, duplicate it, download it if I have an exemplar. I could download the cover image. There are a lot of options here. I could delete it altogether. If I have something that's inappropriate for a student, I'd probably hide it first, so that way I can have a conversation with my student before it gets deleted. And mixtapes. So let's say I have a few examples or a few exemplars that I want to pull together. It's just like adding our songs on a tape like we did back in the 80s. So click on Add to Mixtapes. And I've already created, I could create one here. I've already created this practice one, so I'll click it here and I'll say Add. Got it. So then if I go to my mixtapes, which are right up here, here's my practice one. It has pulled all of these videos together. It looks like I've used the same ones as an example. Then I could share that with other people with the URL or with a QR code. You can embed, it gives you an embed code also. So that'd be a great way to pull together those exemplar, those anchors that you want all students to make sure that they view. Flipgrid also provides a discovery option, and this is a great place if you're not really sure where to start. This is a great place just to see how some other Flipgrids are created, what other people have done with Flipgrid. Remember, a student can record their screen, they can record a picture, so the options are endless. In my slide deck that I'm linking underneath this URL, or underneath this video, you will see a slide in there that's actually from Flipgrid that gives some examples of how you can use Flipgrid, and it's divided by grade level. That's it for now. If you need help, please make sure you reach out to me. I'm always here as a resource to you. Have a great day.